February is considered the month of love, but in many parts of the world, it's also celebrated as Lunar New Year. So, trying to find a theme that matches both of those celebrations might be nearly impossible, especially as someone who doesn't usually choose a theme based on the time of year. But sometimes, the best thing to do is just pick a theme and go for it. Hello everyone, and welcome to my February 2026 bullet journal setup. As per usual, I'm starting off with my cover/calendar spread. And all of the spreads in the setup are going to be using this double line border as one of the main decorative elements, with the outside line being just a solid black line and the inside line being this dotted or broken line. For this month, I decided to go with a rose theme. And the reason I decided on this theme was because it's the year of the fire horse, according to the lunar calendar. And with both Valentine's Day and the Lunar New Year being red this year, I thought it would be a great opportunity to use red as my main color and just run from there. For my calendar layout this month, I'm using those broken or dotted lines from the border and creating individual boxes for each day of the month. I would suggest that if you're ever using a ruler and a fine liner, that you definitely give enough time for your lines to dry, because I had a lot of smudging going on in this spread. If you're going for efficiency, however, using a ruler to get those dotted lines might not be the best method. Freehanding dotted lines is so much faster, especially if you don't mind a slightly skew line. Or even just drawing in solid lines with your ruler would make the entire process a lot easier. But for me, I really wanted straight lines that were dotted, so that's why I decided to go with this method. Also, I hope you all love seeing cat paws as much as I do on videos on the internet, because my beautiful, beautiful boys, Nebula and Nova, decided that they were gonna come in and inspect my work and make sure that it's good enough for the internet. They were having an absolute blast, just running all over my journal and bumping my camera. I'm pretty sure they were trying to make sure that they were getting enough screen time, because I think maybe they're trying to become internet famous or something. For the February header, I am using a red marker and attempting a calligraphy style font. I have never learned calligraphy, so honestly, I was just kind of going off vibes. In my opinion, the header does look a bit wonky, but you know what, it does the job. I also went in with a green fine liner and added a drop shadow to the header because I thought it might have given it a bit more depth. I realize now, looking at the title, that my theme colors are coming across a bit Christmassy, but roses need leaves, and leaves are green, so the green and red kind of just had to happen. I've never done rose doodles before, but I found a step-by-step tutorial on Pinterest. And basically how it works is, you start with a spiral, and then you add wavy petals around the spiral in a circular pattern until you get the size of the rose you want. Honestly, they're not the best rose drawings I've ever seen on the internet, but they definitely look like roses, which genuinely feels like a win for me. Looking back at my theme now while editing and recording this voiceover, I'm kind of realizing that maybe I leaned a little harder into the Valentine's Day aspect and less into the Lunar New Year aspect. I mean, if I hadn't explained myself, you wouldn't really see a Lunar New Year aspect, but I was genuinely stumped for a theme idea this month. And even though roses are my favorite flowers, I've never done a rose theme before in my bullet journal. So once I decided that red was gonna be my color, I kind of just saw the opportunity and took it. Now that I've added the dates to the bottom right hand corners of my calendar boxes, I'm using that same red marker I used for my heading and filling in all of my rose doodles. As opposed to January's theme, where I wanted everything to look unrealistic and animated, for this one, I wanted the roses to look as realistic as possible, and I feel like it gave off a much more romantic vibe. Now, this beautiful stamp right here is also one of the main factors as to why I chose a rose theme for this setup. I've never used stamps in my journal before, and I was gifted the stamp, also over Christmas, and when I saw it, I thought it would be perfect for a flower theme. And when the idea of roses popped into my head, this stamp was kind of the deciding factor. And with my calendar spread done, I'm flipping over, and to save us all some time and not bore you all by watching the same thing over and over again, I went ahead and drew all of the borders and roses off camera. So here we're setting up my goals and habit spread. This month I decided to split my goal action steps into 4-week increments, because last month I had a bunch of action steps and no clear plan on how those action steps were actually going to be done. So hopefully, now that I have the steps separated by weeks, it'll actually help me get my goals done this month. And as the same as last month, we have a simple table for all my habits. I decided to go for a vertical layout this month to switch things up, but the basic idea is the same. I did somehow mess up my week separation lines, but the table is still completely functional, and that's all that really matters, right? Flipping over though, I have a new spread that I've never really tried before, but I really wanted to try it for this month, and that is a food log. I got these really cool erasable markers that I really wanted to try out because the color doesn't disappear completely, so I thought it would be perfect for a nice subtle second line highlight. Oftentimes I forget to eat, or I convince myself that a snack is a meal. So I really wanted to get a handle on my eating habits this month. So this spread is just a place for me to log all my meals and look back and see on how I can improve my eating habits. And with some movie magic, all the second line highlights are done. I decided to separate my food log by week, so I could see how each week affects my eating habits. I'm also giving myself some space at the bottom to write any notes or comments about what I was doing in the week and how that could affect my eating. And for the last spread in my February setup, we have my first weekly for the month. As per usual, I'm going to be setting up my weekly dashboard first. My weekly dashboard always consists of the same things: a monthly calendar, a water log, my routines for the week, and a task list. I still use rolling weeklies or rolling dailies, so there isn't really much to set up aside from my dashboard. But if you want to see how my weeklies work and how I use them, Be sure to subscribe because I release a monthly flip through every month for my journal. And with my first weekly complete, let's move on over to the final flip through. I have really been enjoying a minimal approach to my journaling themes lately, and I love how subtly romantic this theme turned out, even though it really wasn't my intention. It was a lot more Valentine's Day heavy than I originally intended, but I love it all the same. I really hope you enjoyed watching me set up my bullet journal for February 2026, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye friends, happy journaling!